I just drink wine.
Media. I love being an influencer, and I love media. Those are my favorite things.
Welcome to the wine situation. you went goth from the top.
I mean, I wanted to work it in as early as humanly possible.
I wasn't even ready for that. That was out of nowhere. Surprise goth. Oh, wow. Jeez.
I have a lot of rage to let out today,
yeah,
so
she does.
I'm just trying to release some of it so it doesn't consume our guest. I'm Ellen. Ellen Clifford is here, by the way, with Shaughn Buckholtz.
That's me.
We're here to tell you the alcoholic wines that go with your complaining wines.
Yes. The wines with I's without the wines with H's.
Right. That's how it works.
A wine for wine. I'm still shaking literally from your goth and your canine teeth look exceptionally long right now.
I did go to the dentist today, Shaughn.
Oh, really?
I really did. He might have sharpened me up. I'm not aware.
Well, just like your sharp skills in the W sets, right?
That's right.
From all those books.
I've got the W sets advanced degree, and Shaughn helped open Barcon. I can't even talk now. I'm so overwhelmed by my own darkness.
What bar
Shaughn,
did I open?
you helped open Bar Covell.
I did.
And you worked with Greg Condes.
I did.
And you're the wine whisperer.
Yes. I do a little like wine Reiki, I think, is what I'm going to coin it
Someone
as.
needs to bring some soothing vibes in here because I'm out of control.
I just read auras and I pick wines.
He
for
does. Yeah.
And we also have Shelby here,
We
too.
have Shelby here, and we have a fantastic guest as well.
And it's Bryan Safi.
Hi,
Bryan.
Guys, I'm so excited to be here. And I want to say something really quickly.
Yeah.
What's that?
So Vulture published something recently that said the best defense of Guy Fieri you'll ever hear. And it came out like yesterday, and I was like, no, Nate Cordry's defense of Guy Fieri on this podcast was one of the best I've ever heard.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It like turned me around on Guy Fieri.
I knew nothing about him, but I'm now a fan.
I know. Yeah. Like, he's doing what he wants to do. Good for him.
And
his wine is great.
His wine is fucking delicious.
Yeah.
Hunted
Why
Ride.
doesn't he serve it at his own restaurant?
Maybe he does at his fancier New York one. I was looking at the, what's it called?
Like the Vegas one?
The Johnny
Garlic's.
And yeah, they didn't have it there, but I mean, his bottle's the least expensive one.
Johnny Garlic's might have just made me not like him again.
And they have like a cartoon garlic clove.
I went to the one in Vegas once, and there was a guy waiting on us who I was with Aaron, who I do Throwing Shade with, and this guy, I guess, she was very attractive. She thought he was very attractive. And he was like, oh my God, I feel like he should move to LA and become a model, and I feel like we could help him model, and maybe we could get him a manager. And she was saying all this stuff. And we were literally eating nachos out of a fake small garbage can, because that's how they served them there, shoveling them in our mouths, being like, you should move, we could help you become a model.
Move to LA. You've been discovered.
Well, now I want to, exactly.
She fed us garbage nachos.
As we're eating, you trust us, right? Like, gross. So what's that wine called? Do you remember?
Hunt and Ride. We had the Zinfandel. See, the least expensive bottle was like $45.
That's a price
and
point.
And then up to the more expensive ones were up to like around $100. So yeah, it's a higher price point, but it was delicious. It was worth. I really loved it. It was
all right.
It was really great.
I mean, and we've had some nice reds, but I'd say, I mean, I'm a big Zen fan, but I really liked it.
All right.
Yeah, it was good. I definitely recommend it.
Okay.
And also, too, he is kind of a lovable buffoon, and you have to, he's not hurting anyone.
No.
And I think that's really what I got from Nate, is that he's not out to hurt anybody. He's just there to kind of like be a big goof.
Yeah.
He's
sort of like Huell Hauser, like that just like lovable weirdo.
He just loves his sizzling butter and fried potatoes.
Yeah. Good heat, good crunch, good
spice.
Good crunch.
Bring it back.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I'm a fan, but I don't mind him.
Okay.
You're so easily swayed.
I mean,
it takes nothing. It takes nothing. I have no opinions of my own.
Well, if you listen to another recent episode, we had two guests who wanted to also have another, not a throwback episode, like a follow-up episode where they further defended him. Charlie Sanders
Charlie and Camille wanted
Knox.
to.
They wanted to defend him too. They're into it.
All right.
They also are big fans of his.
Okay. Well, see, now I don't want to be like everybody. I don't know where I'm falling.
Okay.
But the point is that if you're ever in a situation where you need one extra team member, you can convince me with nothing.
Oh, okay.
I will be on your side.
Well, what do you want to convince us about
tonight? Yeah.
Tonight, what do you want to whine about?
Well,
because now we can start drinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. It's sort of in the great tradition of Guy Fieri. It annoys me when people shit on the Real Housewives. I get why people do. It just seems like an easy target, And B, I'm hard pressed to find more interesting roles for women right now on television. It is truly like watching Blue Jasmine every night. Like it is, the dialogue is so snappy. The situations are so unique. And I actually feel like people don't write characters like that anymore. To me, it's like, it seems like Tennessee Williams or something.
And it's all reality TV.
And you want to know something else?
What?
The Real Housewives is one of the only shows ever that passes the Bechdel test. And if you don't know what the Bechdel test is.
I know what the Bechdel test is.
No, the Bechdel test is basically, see if I get this right, two women in a scene talking.
Named characters
talking to each other, not about a man.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will be surprised when you start looking for things that pass the Bechdel test. That's
right. Like fully female, like Sex and the City, I don't think passes the Bechdel test ever. Like I think, and I love that show, but it doesn't mean a show's good or bad, but it's shocking how few do.
Yeah.
And Real Housewives is one of the few that does.
Oh,
well, we got two
wines. One, we wanted to find, so Skinnygirl Bethany Frankel makes wine. And
she sure does.
I went
a lot of
to
them make
5
wine.
places last night. I could only find her cocktail mix, but I'm like, we have to try it.
Right? Is that true? Because she acts like she's killing it, but she's not really. Like they don't sell her at the good place. Like Covell doesn't have it.
No. No, it's like a Target wine.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Target didn't have it. It was Ralph's that ended up having it.
Even
Ralph's and
worse.
Vaughn's.
Even worse.
Yeah, I got it. And also, my rant is that her fucking Skinny Girl brand is like everything. Oh, just the marketing to women that infuriates
I'm with you. I'm with you. That is infuriating.
I cannot deal with it. I was on the website looking at it. I'm like, they're saying that if we're women, we want to drink. We have to have this diet product. Okay, anyway, let's not taste.
Not to mention that she doesn't call it Skinny Woman. She calls it Skinny Girl. Which is annoying.
The skinny. Okay.
Cheers.
Okay, cheers
to getting
I'm
it
with
out.
you on
Okay,
that.
This is the white cranberry Cosmo.
Oh my God! There's no way this is.
Oh my God!
There's no way this is going well.
I mean, I've tasted worse.
Oh
things.
my God!
It's awful.
Oh,
it's awful. It's like
I brought a cup just for us to pour it out. Just if you don't want to waste your.
I don't even know how to describe
it's like
it.
If
really,
you took a bag of saccharin, and you like waved it in front of some strawberries.
It's
basically
basically.
It sort of tastes like Sprees or something. That
it's mostly just very watery.
Yeah. Oh God.
I mean, it is very low alcohol, and the thing that also annoys me about
it's
all her
low alcohol.
But here's the thing: it's a 9%
like 9%.
alcohol Cosmo, so it's.
That's fucking crazy.
Ryan's face just dropped.
No one wants that.
No.
No one wants that.
No, unless you want to drink the whole bottle, which they might.
What is?
And the thing
how
is,
much?
they're not that much lower in calories. Well, the cocktails maybe, but the wines are like, it's at 100 calories per 5 ounce, where regular wines like maybe 110, 120. I'm like, furthermore, you're selling us lies.
It's truly just marketing. It's just that she has. It's just that she had that name
marketing.
and the logo.
And it's like the silhouette, and all us girls are like, oh, we need to be able to go out and drink and not gain weight. It's just such fucking bullshit.
I'm with
Pander
you.
towards women, and it's the kind of thing that makes male bartenders, when I go into a bar sometimes and I want to order a wine.
And they're like, what do you want?
They try and sell me something else or like a lighter wine or whatever. And I'm like, no, give me that wine that I always say it. Go in, I try and get Alianico, and people are like, try this first. And I'm like, no, I want the wine that abuses my mouth.
I've never thought of sexism in that scene, but it absolutely. Of course, in a bar scene, I can imagine that. But I meant from like from a drink perspective. That's fascinating.
We got a wine from a place with a good feminist origin to counteract what we just tasted.
Really?
Yeah.
Shaughn, you picked this actually.
I did. So we got some wine from the Finger Lakes.
Okay. Oh, I see what you mean.
New York.
Like fingering.
Yes. Fingering lakes.
That does sound.
It's great for women. We love it.
I'll tell you, women love nothing more than fingering. That has to be. Digital play is everyone's favorite thing. I see.
Yes, it's pink and it's we love fingering.
And it has the word fingering.
Yeah, it's pink and it's all about.
Well, there's also lady
fingering,
fingers. That's a dessert women like.
Yeah. It also goes in tiramisu.
That's right. Wait, so this is from and the Finger Lakes. I remember you saying on an earlier episode that's like a region that's like popping up.
It's popping up. Yeah, it's like
This is a Cabernet Franc rosé.
I'm embarrassed to tell you that I don't know where the Finger Lakes are. Are they in New York?
They're in New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like right by Ithaca College and Ithaca and like between Ithaca and Syracuse.
And the cool thing about this is let me see what year. Let me consult my notes to make sure I get this correct. It has good feminist roots. The very first women's rights convention was held in the Seneca Falls in 1848.
Is Seneca Falls by the Finger Lakes?
It's like one of the, So
wow.
I was like,
Seneca.
oh, that's so cool. It has like it makes everything better about Skinny Girl.
Yeah, Seneca Lake is one of the main lakes right there, and that's where one of the first female conventions was.
I knew that.
Women's rights
Yes.
conventions.
The birthplace of American women's
Many
rights.
things have happened in the Finger Lakes.
Really?
I got two
doesn't
other
not-
Many
key facts.
fingers.
What happened there?
Well, there are many of them.
Well, cheers, you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers to real wine.
To real wine.
To real wine.
That
Thank
Skinny
God.
Girl, I gotta get rid of
That was. I have to say, like, because I know I have tasted the Skinny Girl margarita before, and I remember thinking, like,
Mostly
oh,
it's
this
just
isn't
water.
so
Not bad.
bad.
Yeah.
It just doesn't taste like much. Yeah,
It's watered down and it tastes saccharine, which actually I'm glad you guys said because rantily after consulting their website, tweeting
is
about how
delicious.
stupid they were. This is great.
Delicious, right?
Wait, you were tweeting who? Skinny Girl?
Oh, I tweeted, about my anger at it, and the drinks editor from Wine Enthusiast saw my tweet, and she wrote and agreed with me, and she's like, "Have you actually tasted them?" I'm like, "No, I'm about to." And what she said was they're watered down in saccharin, and she also disagrees with their marketing to women this way. And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, thank you."
I have to say, I feel like I put you in a bad spot. I feel like I
feel
put
like-
your morals on the line, making you go buy Skinny Girl.
Well, I felt bad because
but then you bought the feminist wine, so that equals
Yeah.
out.
I
It
feel
equals it
bad
out.
because
It
I went
equals it out.
I went to support your wine, so I feel bad that I just shit all over it.
Please don't say I support it.
You support Skinny Girl. It's your wine. Well, this is your wine.
I just think there's a
Brian. This is
deeper
your
case
wine.
to be made for the show.
You're
Yeah.
for the show, and I'm willing to listen to
Yeah.
listen to those points.
So I feel like you were here to come on and defend
Yes,
the show.
I'm not
The show. You're
defending
not
this
defending
garbage,
this
though.
garbage
that I
wine.
agree is a
Yeah.
horrible marketing
It's a horrible
tool and
marketing
a
tool.
horrible
Yeah.
message. And
but we can now that we've tasted and got that out of our system, and now we
Yeah.
can all in good conscience tell you guys don't fucking buy Skinny Girl.
Don't buy it. Don't
No.
buy it.
Not just to not support the marketing, just so that you don't have to drink shitty shit.
no, go to the Finger Lakes,
Yes.
get fingered.
Go to the finger
Or
legs,
finger.
get finger. Finger or
Yeah.
finger?
Fingers sees no gender.
This is true.
Fingers see no gender. They see.
That's right.
They just see a hole.
That's right.
Yeah.
All they want is it's just like a worm in a cave.
Just a cozy little.
A shaft.
Exactly. So sexy.
This analogy road here is dangerous.
This wine is so good, though.
It's delicious.
What is it we have here? We have Terrasson, Finger Lakes,
I say
2016.
Terracin.
Terrasson.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
know how
think.
it's.
Yeah.
It's Cabernet Franc.
Yeah. Cabernet Franc. Yes.
Franc just means it's what they're lying.
Cabernet Franc is a grape.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. Cabernet Franc is like.
I thought they were trying to say it was from France.
Well,
It
they're
originated
mimicking Shaughn Rosé, which is
Have you ever
Cabernet
tasted cotton candy grapes?
What?
What?
No.
Guys.
Do
Is that
they
a
taste
candy?
like
It's,
cotton?
you've tasted them. What do you think?
Zig.
zigs on it.
All about
We got
it.
a thumbs up.
Okay, here's what I can say.
Yes.
Cotton candy grapes. They sell them, I think, I know they sell them at Whole Foods. And yeah, I haven't seen them anywhere else, though. But they sell them at Whole Foods. Guys, they taste exactly
I love-
like cotton candy. Like, exactly.
And they're grapes.
They're great.
They're just table grapes?
Just like right in the produce section. Cotton candy grape. It truly tastes exactly like cotton candy. It is shocking.
Wow.
I love them. I think if you don't like
I
cotton
love
candy-
sugar, straight up sugar, and that's what cotton candy is.
Yeah.
So,
So this is the healthier. This is the Skinny Girl version.
Yeah.
Skinny Girl endorsed.
Skinny Girl grape.
You would like that, girl.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah,
You're
girl.
right.
No.
That's why you brought
No
it up.
judgment.
Yes.
You were catering to my
no,
female.
a cotton candy grapes. I could
believe you.
swallow a fucking bunch.
Bunch? Bunch.
Bunch.
Yeah.
And
I
you'd
could
still be
swallow-
skinny in the morning.
And you'd still be skinny in the morning. But do you think, have they ever, so they haven't made, I doubt they would make wine out of those. That'd be disgusting, right?
No. Well, table grapes have too much sugar in them. Because like wine grapes are smaller.
So you don't eat wine grapes,
I mean, you can. They're not going to hurt you.
but you don't.
But you
they don't
don't.
sell them in markets.
They're sour. They
Yeah.
have too much acid in there, and the pH level is really high.
Yeah.
Because you want that acid when you make wine.
Okay, have you guys ever been to Temecula? I know that it's like garbage wine.
It's
right?
garbage wine. I haven't
That's what
been.
I hear.
Okay,
so
so
I
apparently it's
haven't
garbage
been.
wine, but they have a winery there. Is that what I say? Winery? Vineyard?
Vineyard winery. Are they
if
growing
you
the
wanna
grapes
call it
there
that.
or
I
making?
know.
them?
I think just making the wine, I think.
a winery.
Just like a fermentation house.
Well, maybe it's also a vineyard. I can't remember. But there's a vineyard there / winery called Briar Rose that was designed by Walt Disney. So and it looks like the Sleeping Beauty castle. And
That sounds like fun.
It is. And the wine is all very citrusy and very sweet. And it's a shock.
Wow.
But it's a fun experience. But it's also like 2 hours later, the worst night of your life.
Right.
I'm a girl and I do want to live the Disney princess thing. It's by
So
going
did
to
I. It was great. It was so much fun.
No, that does sound like fun.
But I don't think that Temecula's wine's supposed to be very good.
I feel like it's a number one stop for like bridal showers in the San Diego area.
100,000%.
Yeah, it's just like booze cruise.
There was
party
one
bus.
There was one
bus.
place where the final wine tasting was sangria, and it was honestly a straight up Cosmo. Like
But
it was a
would
cosmopolitan.
it be
was
better
crazy.
to have a bridal shower there or to sit around and drink Skinnygirl? Ooh, shit. This is
Shade.
I
shade
don't
being
know. I think I would rather go to Temecula than sit around and drink Skinnygirl because I think you'd get sicker off Skinnygirl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like all
I'm
that
sure.
sugar would give you a worse hangover than any of the booze possibly could.
I mean, Skinny Girl just tastes like chemicals.
It can't be doing great, right? I mean, like
It's
I
actually
feel like
doing really well.
It is.
Yeah, she's made a ton of money off it.
because I feel like it tastes. I think accounts for everything, right? I mean, people won't eat anything diet if it tastes bad, will they?
I mean, if you take that and you squeeze some fresh lime in it, you could probably mask out most things.
Sure.
I was tempted to also grab, but I was like, I don't feel like spending another $10 to get the margarita and just see how it was. But I love a good Cosmo. Also, in reputation, Cosmo just has a girlier margaritas.
I literally on dates used
Off the
to order and I thought it was because I thought it was more masculine. I would order a Cosmopolitan on the rocks because I thought it was butcher.
On the rocks. And you would take the straws out.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Take
I
the
don't-
swing them back, throw them back.
No, I love a good Cosmo though. I think a well-made Cosmo with a lot of fresh lime and
Yeah.
some cranberry, and I sometimes make one at home, and I put just like a splash of Campari in to add like the bitter
Oh,
orange.
yeah.
Well, see, you're doing it right. Yeah.
That
I
just
make
sounds like Palm
a fucking
Springs.
delicious Cosmo.
I
yeah.
bet you did.
Campari with orange juice and a little seltzer is the just like a
fresh.
nice big squeeze of
So
OJ.
fresh.
Is the best.
So
Guys,
fresh.
can we have an episode where we just drink Campari? Because that would be delicious.
Yes,
Definitely.
Yes, definitely.
Does it count? Is it as an aperitif?
Yes.
Does it count as a
Yeah.
fortified wine? Because we haven't had fortified wine.
What
on
does
the
that
show.
mean? What's it fortified with?
It's a wine that has added alcohol and flavors and such. Like vermouth is a fortified wine.
Oh,
Or
okay.
like port is a fortified
Yeah.
wine. It's where you take
Sherry.
fermented grapes, then you take distilled grapes, and then you mush them together.
Do people drink sherry other than cook with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of
Spaniards.
different types of sherry, and it's really fucking complicated. And I get angry about so many things today. Whenever sherry
very
comes up,
angry
because
today.
it's the process of making it and the different types is so complicated. And because where I got my wine education is run by the Brits who love their sherry, so they test you a lot, and you have to know all these like crazy aging
Well,
laws.
what's the
and
difference between port and sherry? Except everything?
Everything.
I don't know. Okay.
Location.
Are they both dessert
Well,
wines?
sherry is
Yeah.
made in Jerez in Spain. Port is made in Portugal. For starters. Port tends to
I
usually be.
never knew that.
Really?
I never knew
Yeah.
either of those.
Port-
Most
Yeah,
people
Port's
don't
from
realize
Portugal.
it.
Yeah.
It's
Because port sounds honestly so British. Like
Yeah,
it sounds like
and they drink it
colonial.
there.
Wow,
Yeah.
Portugal.
they like their sweet wines up there, and sherry is not necessarily sweet. There's like 3 different levels of it. There's this crazy aging process where their barrels stacked up on top of each other, and this yeast layer forms on them. They're half filled.
They're also super oxidized.
Some of them are.
Some of them, yeah.
A Fino is not. A Palo Cortado is like slightly, and then there's like Oh God,
So what's
guys,
technically
I'm
an
getting exhausted.
aperitif?
Anything you want to drink before dinner?
Yeah.
But then
basically.
why do they call? Because I know that Campari is considered one. Is that it's just a before dinner? So it just means what? It's gonna like fucking clear the fish out or whatever. I don't.
Gonna clear the fish out.
Well, or settle your stomach too. Like all those like herbs and sort of
Yeah.
herbaceousness.
I
is
see, like a
supposed to
bitters
settle
or
your
something.
tummy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotcha. One time I'll never forget, as long as I live. It's not a good story. But I was in a restaurant
Can't
in New
wait.
York and my stomach hurt. And the waiter said, why don't I put a little bit of bitters in some seltzer? And that was
Did it work?
Cured it.
It didn't. It did okay. No, I think it was all right. It was better than nothing, but I had never heard of that.
I have a friend who's like not drinking right now, and she likes to go to bars and just get like some seltzer with a dash of bitters, which I think there's like a tiny percentage of alcohol, but just a
Right.
dash, and it gives her like a little festive drink. I'm all for the bitters.
Me too.
Yeah.
What cocktails do you guys go to? Like, or do you not?
I love a
I do.
Negroni.
A Negroni.
Yeah.
What's in a Negroni again?
Gin, Campari,
What?
Sweet vermouth.
and sweet vermouth. Yeah.
I like a Negroni Spagliato where you replace the gin with champagne or bubbly. And I also love a Sazerac.
What's in that again?
Tiny bit of absinthe, although I like to go a little heavy on the absinthe.
She's goth.
Patient.
Like a goth would.
Peychaud bitters, sugar, sometimes Angostura bitters, and whiskey or bourbon or rye, your choice. Most people go. It's so good.
Delicious.
Yeah.
I will do it. I've only recently become a gin person, and I love it. Because I think I got sick on it once a long time ago, and you never forget that taste when it comes back up. So, but only recently have I gotten back into it. We went...
do you like a French 75?
I don't know. Yes. Is that the way to go?
It's ginny and there's lemon and yes as the answer. And there's some bubbly on
it's
top.
a cocktail.
It's a cocktail.
It's not a... Okay. So what kind of gin should I be buying?
Depends on your taste. I recently got into Plymouth is tasty. If you're going to mix it, just get some Beefeater, I say.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your take on a hot take? I've never bought it. What's your hot take on Smirnoff? Is it absolute garbage?
It's pretty garbage.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know vodka well enough to have a high...
It's fine.
Vodka. Okay,
It's
I have a
fine.
question. Do you think people who drink vodka are trash?
No.
Okay.
I can't.
No.
I love vodka. It just seems like an entry level drink for people who are knowledgeable about alcohol, like you two are. I just wonder if, like, when someone orders a vodka, if you're like,
My-
here comes the garbage.
Boyfriend thoroughly goes and orders vodka with lime and soda.
He's my kind of guy.
And I was tasting it one night. We were in a hot bar, and I'm like, this is actually very refreshing.
Totally.
I'm like, I have to
It's
support
totally
it.
refreshing.
And by the way, that is a fucking, I'm not going to use the word girl, but that's a diet cocktail. If
That
you
is
want
a
to-
diet
That's the
cocktail.
way to do it.
He just
Refill.
likes vodka. I don't know.
I do too. I love vodka.
But I think
we
mostly-
get Tito's. Is that trash?
Tito's is
He
good.
gets Tito's.
Okay.
And I think it's the fresh. I think fresh lime just makes any drink pretty delicious.
Definitely.
Just squeeze enough lime in there, and you're like, this is a
Like,
delicious
I
cocktail.
like a gimlet with only fresh lime.
Like, I was-
None of the sweet stuff.
I was gonna bring limes because I'm like, maybe this Cosmo will be tolerable. I should have, but then I got this vision of us trying to podcast and chop limes, and it just seemed
no
like
good.
a bad idea.
Do you get involved in any garbage television or no?
Yes, I do.
What do you want?
Probably.
What do you get into?
I get into The Bachelor and The Bachelorette.
So are you, I have been into it and wasn't this season. I just kind of, I don't know why. You know what burned me?
What?
I hated Nick Vile's season so much that I was
yeah.
just, I was burned for a little. Are you going to watch BIP?
Oh,
Bachelor in
yeah,
Paradise?
because of the scandal.
I know.
The scandal alone, you
So
gotta watch.
crazy.
Yeah.
So
But Rachel's so great.
lovely.
She's a lovely
She's like
person.
definitely the best Bachelorette they've had in
Ever.
a while. Yeah.
Hands down.
But I just didn't watch the season. But are you mad that
My
whoever
head is
won
just
won?
total tennis
I knew,
here.
I knew he was going to win. I called it from the beginning. I haven't even watched it yet. I just found out that he won.
Okay.
I'll probably watch that.
Was
later
there some
tonight.
big Bachelorette?
Yes,
Always.
apparently the guy who won, no one liked, and the guy who almost won, everybody liked.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, question here. Who is an actor has accidentally ended up on a reality show that they sell as being real, like a court show or like Operation Repo?
Never.
Have you?
Have you?
What did you end up
Back
on?
in my non-union days, well, you like in a court show too. Once,
You mean like the People's Court or like divorce court?
I forget which judge it was. No, don't.
Judge Judy?
I no. It was like some
My
season that
favorite.
wasn't around very long, but I was supposed to play this girl who'd gotten like sexually abused on her bus or something, and like these aren't actually real people. I was like, and you have a fake name and everything, and I was like, my life.
You know what though? That's
and then
actual acting.
Yeah,
and
I know, right?
It is, but then you know what I did? I went and joined my fucking union, so I didn't have to do that.
But also,
Sure.
too, I hate it when they say real people, not actors. like,
Oh,
what? Are actors not real people?
I know.
Like, come
You're
on.
right. What a
That's so
bummer.
rude.
Judge Judy, I have to say, those are real cases.
Are they?
Are they, Brian?
They
Are you
are.
sure?
Oh, but that's the
Are
only
they?
one.
Have you talked to a producer?
Yes.
Okay.
The producers go through actual court cases and call those people and say, like, if you do it here and you lose, we'll pay the damn. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
So there's an incentive.
They'll like cover the cost.
Right.
Of the
Exactly.
Case, yeah.
My friend Laura was in small claims court and was called to be on Judge Judy, and she was like, I'm good. Judge, I watch it every day. And the other day she said to she hates like teenagers. She hates them. Her number one rule is, do you know how you know when a teenager's lying? When they open their mouths.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then, but she also said.
That means all the time, right? They're
Yeah.
lying all the time. Okay, I just
to
want
clarify.
There was some young moron on, and she just disapproved of everything he did. And she goes, "Hey, you're stupid." And he goes,
yes!
he just like looked at her, and then he looked away, and she bangs on the table. She goes, "Hey," and then she whispers, "Stupid." It was so mean.
That's beautiful.
It was great. And she really, I have to say, she really, in an era where like people are, I don't know, she's just so real about what's right and what's wrong in this world. And she's like, you guys are fuck ups.
Yeah.
If they are. And she seems like and can I say one more thing about her?
Yeah. No, I
They
like hearing all
found
this.
her. 60 Minutes was doing a piece on a family court case in the Bronx where she was a judge in the family court. And they were covering this family and they saw her and were like, who the fuck is this? They were totally fascinating. And I guess she just kicked ass in the family court and really just, I don't know, like really turned people's lives around. And so 60 Minutes ended up doing a 2-segment piece on her. And the next day producers called and were like, we want to give you a show.
Wow.
She's like one of the richest females.
She is the richest person, I think, on television. She makes something like $70 million a year.
What? Well,
yeah.
see, the thing
she
is,
owns her show.
That's right. She
Yeah.
owns the show.
And here's my reality beef is because it's so cheap to produce, and that's why they make so many. Because they don't have to
It's
pay actors, they don't have to
nothing.
pay residuals,
That's right.
they don't have to pay
No.
anything.
Right.
I probably got paid like $50 for my court show thing,
That's
and I was
right.
just like a new to LA like actor desperate to like do something. And so this is my
Taking
beef
advantage.
with reality is I'm like, oh.
But don't you
Sure.
think that there are positive aspects? I think Real Housewives, none of them are housewives.
None
They're
of them.
all the
In New
breadwinners
York-
for the family.
In New York, by the way, they're all businesswomen.
They're all businesswomen.
I just wish they weren't making Skinny Girls their business. Wait, what
Well,
are the,
I'm
I'm not
with you
familiar.
there.
Honestly,
what
though,
are
like,
the other businesses? I'm
they
curious.
One of
see a
them,
market.
Ramona's business is she was one of the, she's like started this company a long time ago that is the sort of conduit between, say, like Nordstrom's and Marshall's. Do you know what I mean? Like she's sort of the
Pier 1?
Pier 1. Another one runs a big, fancy, I don't know, textile business, like fabrics and all that. Another one. Okay, one of them doesn't. One of them's an author, a writer, and was a correspondent, or no, excuse me, was a producer for ABC News.
And this was all before the show?
Before
the show.
That's cool.
Yeah. And actually, I don't think any of them remember. And then Bethany, obviously, this skinny girl. But
Also,
there-
Ramona has a Pinot Grigio, guys.
Ramona, which by
Yeah.
the way,
I
we
looked
couldn't
for
get,
it
yeah.
too.
I'll tell you the moment I realized that my ex-boyfriend was my friend and not my boyfriend is when he got me as a joke for my birthday, Ramona Whine. And I was like, this is fine.
Yeah.
It's not romantic and it's hysterical and we're friends. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Just because you felt slighted by
I don't know. We also,
like you
he
thought
was
it'd
the
be
one
a
that I went to
gift?
Temecula with.
Oh.
Well,
Well,
as-
I think that's
I mean-
more of it for me. It's more the Temecula trip.
No, he was lovely.
Sounds like it. He sounds like
As we established on last week, you take a wine trip with the boyfriend, it's all over. Because I basically
Is that
ended,
true? I didn't listen to last week.
I ended up pretty much what the conversation that led to we're breaking up like after a wine tasting up north trip.
Oh, yeah, that was
maybe.
Stan Zimmerman.
My partner recently told me that I just need to give him like a few more minutes each day, like of alone time, because I basically come in the house and explode. And then, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I just like, not explode like in anger, but just like I come in, do my one-man show and then collapse on the bed, basically. And he's like, can you wait on the one-man show for like 5 more minutes? And just like,
Is he also in the?
no, he's an audience member. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, anyway, so he did. This is what he did. He goes, "Not everything has to be about you." And I was like, "You're absolutely right. Valid points." And he was very nice about it. He wasn't mean. He was just like, "I just need like a couple more minutes." I was like, "Totally get it." So the first conversation we had after those couple of minutes was he said, "God, I really wanted to go to yoga class today." And I go, "Are you saying that because you think I need to go to the gym more?"
Oh no.
That was my response. And he was like, "Brian, this is exactly what I'm talking about."
Not about you.
It was shocking.
Wow.
It was. I really shocked myself.
Instantly.
That doesn't have anything to do with anything.
But it sounds like
No.
you really realized something, though.
Yeah.
I
Sounds like-
did.
yeah, and like you're, in the moment.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I was sort of like, all right, you know what? This is what I realized. And he didn't point this out, but there is a reason that people journal and there's a reason that people go to therapy. And it's so that you don't make your partner all those things.
Yeah. I just had therapy for the first time in like a month. And I literally walked in the door and was like, blah, 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 blah. He's like, can we wait a second?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm making tea. I'm already like catching him up. I'm like, I did all
Yeah.
this and this is happening and this is happening.
Shaughn was the one who told me how to do the claim forms for
What? Oh yeah, you have
It's
to
so
fill out a separate. I know
complicated.
it's annoying. You have to mail it in and for therapy with your.
we were in
insurance.
Seattle at a museum
Oh, that's
and
right.
and Shaughn told me how to fill out the claim forms.
For insurance.
For insurance.
Yeah, it's
For mental health.
annoying.
For mental health. You got to fill those out.
It sucks.
It sucks, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
They reimburse you.
Very
guys,
grudging.
I'm glad I can.
The wine hit me fast, I think. All
Yeah.
of a
It's
sudden,
pretty warm in here.
We needed it. We needed it.
I was talking about all the things I'm doing
You guys,
wrong.
we're like nearly done with this bottle here, like sloshing it down, just all this anger and
Yeah, there was a lot of anger tonight.
Everyone's
We're
pissed.
pissed off.
Well, we were.
Oh,
By
a
the
lot
way,
of wine.
you, especially Ellen,
yes.
funnily, came in hot with the goth.
Yeah.
And then came in hot with the skinny girl.
Yeah.
And then your hotness made me
I'm so-
radiate.
wow. No wonder we're burning up in
I
here.
know it did. Like once you started going in on Skinny Girl, I was
know.
like, she's right.
She's right.
Exactly.
You guys, I'm going to have my own women's rights convention in Los Angeles.
go.
Yes.
Yeah. But the only reason why it's slightly forgivable, I guess, because it's a female-driven company.
I mean, right.
Like,
Sure.
that's even more.
It would be.
Well,
it
that's
would
what's
be
maddening.
worse. Well,
Yeah.
it's both. It's even. It would be worse if it was a guy, and it's also sort of like sucks that it. You know
I
that
wanted-
she's doing that.
Yeah.
I wanted to have an open mind. I wanted to be like, I want to support women, business women, but not if they're making this fucking shit that insults every
But
essence
what's
of what
crazy
I am.
is that it worked.
It worked.
In the way that Skinny Pop has clearly worked.
Right.
But there's also the girl aspect to it and the icon, the
silhouette.
logo.
And then they have these like stupid, I was printing off the website, they have these like little like, oh, have this party, print these coasters off, and there's all this a lady fill in the blank quotes.
God.
Like, let's see, a lady
whoa.
always dresses like she knows about her surprise party. I'm like, oh, fuck you, bitch.
Oh, fuck.
fuck.
That is
Always-
awful.
But no, they try and make it sound like they try and throw in a few feminist things. Let's see. A lady knows a good.
That surprise party thing is straight out of like Far From Heaven.
Yeah.
That's like
A lady knows-
50s.
Yeah.
A lady knows a good catch has nothing to do with a bouquet. Yeah.
And a dash. And by the way, no one thought of bouquet first.
Yeah.
No,
Like, so
no,
that
no,
doesn't
no,
even
no.
work. Like,
Yeah.
no one went to bouquet. We all thought guy.
A lady knows a lady who really shines on the 4th of July has a silhouette of the Statue of
I
Liberty.
also really want to match.
Wait.
Yeah,
Say
sorry.
that
Back
again.
that
Wait,
up.
hold on.
Yeah.
I'm
Wait,
not
back it
reading
up.
this right. I'm like, where's the light?
A
Where's the
lady
light?
on the 4th of July looks like the statue.
wait. Oh, no. It says, here's to a lady who really shines. And at the bottom it says, on the 4th of July. And there's like a silhouette of the Statue of Liberty. There's a lady always
That is,
starts...
these are awful.
A lady,
These are
oh wait,
awful.
get this. A lady always starts Mother's Day off. Then there's a picture of a foot getting a pedicure on the right foot. A lady always celebrates Father's Day. There's a picture of a T to a T. Oh wait, and
To
there's
a
a picture.
T.
It has a silhouette, like
Oh, like golf tee?
yeah. A lady knows on a hot summer day. There's a picture of like a dude with a skateboard, surfboard, and a drink. A tall drink of water really hits the spot. Oh fuck you!
So
Just
funny.
fuck you.
But like, who's the girl sitting around reading this and like doing the quiz?
The girl researching Skinnygirl
That's
Cosmo.
true. No, I have to say,
Some people somewhere.
it also is still shocking how like they color code female products, like including like sneakers.
Yes.
Wait, it's so crazy that so many of them are pink, whereas like guys' sneakers aren't all blue and gray and black. It's so strange that is still in like
The pink is
2017
a-
a thing that happens.
But have you ever been in like a department store and been like, oh, that's cute, and then realized that you're in the women's section?
Yes.
And then felt embarrassed about it?
Today, I went to Nordstrom and I bought a Clinique moisturizer, and the woman, straight out of fucking Pretty Woman, like, you can't shop here, please leave, was like, I think you mean to be in the men's section. This is the women's. And I go, this is the moisturizer I use. I'm happy to buy it at Sephora.
Oh God.
And I ended up buying it at Nordstrom. But she was rude about it.
So rude.
Yeah. And I was, and by the way, aren't
You're like, I got money. I got money. to
Exactly.
spend.
And isn't here's 40 fucking, isn't the cosmetics counter at department stores, they're the most aggressive, sales hungry people alive. What does she
I
fucking
can't
care?
go. I just don't go in.
Oh, they're the
I can't.
worst. They're
I
the
don't go
worst.
into Sephora
Yeah.
either because I'm just
No,
terrified
I
of
should have
what.
ordered it online or something. That I'll never do that. Make that mistake again.
Yeah, no.
You know,
Don't
there's
do it.
If I've
Lovely.
learned anything in this hard life.
Shop from Mary Kay. They're the best.
Wait, do you really use Mary Kay?
I really do.
Okay,
use
wait,
some
I'm
of
You
this
use
stuff.
Mary Kay?
Well, yeah, well, my mom started. I mean, there's a lot
obsessed.
of their products I still use. Their cleanser, their toner, some of their masks, their environmentally
Do you order
friendly.
online or do you go to parties?
There's a feminist.
That's right.
That's
Company.
right. Pink Cadillac.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
And now my mom
Mhm.
just does it so she gets the discount. She doesn't actually sell to anyone besides me.
That counts.
Their makeup's great.
Do you go to parties? Like, do you go, or do they not really do that? Yeah.
No, when I first,
I love love that
when
idea.
we first got it in high school, most of them, I think they'll come and do a home visit and they'll check out your skin and then like let you try stuff and put some makeup on you and like, or at least that's how my first experience. But I still use a lot of their products because it's good fucking shit. And I'm like, yeah, and I love it. It was started by a woman and it supports
Texas,
women,
right? It's a
and
Texas thing, isn't it?
I
I
think
think it was a Texas thing.
I think.
I don't know.
You're from Texas.
They made a TV movie. I think it was about Mary Kay. Was there another lady like Mary Kay, or was that the main one? That might have been the main one.
Avon,
Aaron
maybe?
Brockovich?
Maybe Avon.
Or the Bath or the Body Shop was also a woman, a British
It was
woman.
either the movie. It was Shirley MacLaine playing the original Mary Kay or the original Avon lady.
Were
I
there
don't
pink
remember.
Cadillacs? Because I think that's like one of the rewards eventually.
Yes,
Mary
that
Kay
was like
lady
the
can
signature
get.
thing. I wonder if it still is.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it is. I've seen them.
Really?
Yeah, on the road. Yeah, you can see it.
People buy this shit. Like once you start buying it, you're like, this works, and I just have to tell my Mary Kay lady what I want, and it shows up, and it's like, it's great.
Angeline has a new poster. Have you seen it?
Really?
Oh, no.
A brand new billboard.
She's always across the street from Covell. Always.
Is she
Really?
really?
And every
In Los
time.
Feliz?
I've never
Yeah.
noticed.
She's at Wacko like all the time, and she always takes like a magazine and holds it in front of her face. For the photo. I swear to God, she's holding the magazine in front of her face.
The Hollywood Reporter uncovered.
Oh, yeah.
Where did you see this? Her roots, because it's always been a mystery of
Yeah,
where
yeah.
she came from, and they uncovered it. And she grew up in Southern California.
You guys, Angeline, for those who aren't
right.
in LA, she's a character around about town for decades now.
Yeah, she really is like the original Kim Kardashian, sort of famous for nothing
Yeah.
and like just resourceful in marketing.
Often in pink, big
Yes.
blonde hair.
You should Google her because it's an interesting story. Angelyne.
Yeah.
And she always drives a pink Corvette.
Yes.
Like that's her signature.
And that's a big
Yeah.
thing to have an Angeline sighting.
That
And
means
she's
you're going to like book the job.
I think she's in her 60s now.
Oh,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she doesn't look good up close, unfortunately.
No,
I'm
she
sorry to
doesn't.
say that. But
Because, anyone who still tries to look like they're 16 or 17,
Yeah.
which she does, it's not a good look.
Yeah.
But she was married to like a very successful executive for a very long time and then divorced him and they amicably. And then he moved on with his life. And that's when she completely
is that how it
reinvented
started?
herself. And he never heard from her since then. But like she completely just did a number.
But wasn't he like a manager or something too? Or wasn't he really wealthy?
He was very wealthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
he
what
was
it
very
yeah.
wealthy.
Do we want to get into our lightning round?
Let's get into some lightning round.
Let's do
I've got
it.
some good. Sean and I didn't consult, but we can
Yeah.
just question away. Do you have anything you're excited to ask?
Oh, this one's really fun.
Okay,
Oh, it's so fun.
I'll get into
I'm
it.
so excited.
Oh, you're gonna really love this.
I have some that should go well.
so fun.
Go on.
How many lakes make up the Finger Lakes?
That was one of my questions. We
Okay.
didn't even consult on
I'm going to
that.
say 5.
No, more. It's not a
more.
logical number.
Oh, 130?
They're parallel. They're parallel lines.
2? Oh, no, you said more.
Picture visually two parallel lines.
Two parallel lines. What
as a
number is that?
1?
2 of them. 2 ones next to each other.
2 parallel lines. Like this?
My name is Ellen, and this number is
11!
I'm so happy that we both had that question,
I'm so
Sean.
sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
I thought you meant like what? How many lakes would this be? And I was like, 1
no.
in the middle.
Middle Lake.
There are 11.
11.
That
That's
is
a
so
lot of
funny.
lakes.
The 4 major ones are Sinaga, Cayuga, I don't know how you pronounce this.
She got the names.
Canandaigua, and
She works a little harder than
Coca.
you.
She does.
I was up
I
late
just
finding
knew.
out that the first women's right, the Whine Bible, you guys. I've been reading the Bible.
By the way, I love that you were Googling Seneca Falls and also Skinnygirl.
At the same
are-
time.
yeah,
within
at
the same, yeah.
Sure. I mean, I shouldn't, but
Just
I
have a
will.
splash.
Well, Sean, I'm so excited that we both had that
That's
question, even though we came up.
serendipitous.
I love
It's beautiful. The last time we had to come up. Oh, I have a question that will play
Do it.
into our cocktails. You might like this. What's the difference between vodka and gin? Because there's not much.
Roseberry,
I
gin, rose flower berry.
Juniper.
Yeah.
There you go.
Gin, technically, it's pretty much vodka can be made from anything they want to make it from.
Potato, grape.
Same, and
Any
gin
grain.
is basically vodka, but it has been, if it's London dry gin, it's like they're only allowed to add juniper in a second distillation, but pretty much legally to be called gin, it has to have some juniper flavor in there somewhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's basically vodka with some flavors.
So
Vodka
the
flavor.
best.
All the
yeah.
snobs against vodka can just
It's the same.
chill out.
That is fascinating. Is the best gin to get like a British gin then, like you said, Beefeater or something?
Like if you look for London dry gin, it
Okay.
just really depends on your taste buds. There's
Right.
Hendrick's gin is another tasty one that's like cucumber infused. To be labeled London dry, it has to be the second distillation. I think has to be in like a pot still with only juniper. It's like they're a little
Okay.
more precise. But there are good gins out there that aren't
There's like Mount Tamalpais, because it's like all the like natural sort of berries and fruits and stuff.
So that's the only real difference is that
And
distillation.
there are different types of gin out there too.
Right.
Like there's Geneva and there's Old Tom, and there's slow gin, which is a whole nother thing. But yeah, basic gin and vodka.
Is slow gin an American thing?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's sweet and it's thick and
Yeah,
it's
because
dark.
it's evocative of just like the South,
It's
right?
like-
I mean, that's what I think of.
It's like a
slow gin
liqueur.
fizz.
Like a slow gin fizz, yeah.
Which was I think big in like Great Gatsby.
It's yummy.
Every Christmas, guys. Every Christmas.
You have a slow gin
Yeah,
fizz?
every Christmas. we have a
Where?
and just at the house.
Okay.
We make them. It's been
nice.
tradition since we were kids.
Do you use
What is-
Plymouth?
My mom makes them.
What's the fizz part? Like seltzer?
Egg
Or-
whites.
Oh, right. Of
And
course.
then, yeah. And
I've
then,
never had one. I
They're
have
good,
I have
yeah.
slow gin at home though. I should make one.
They're very good. I forgot that also the Finger Lakes is the birthplace of Joseph Smith from
That crazy.
Latter-day Saints,
Yes,
guys.
honey.
How crazy is that?
Northern New York, where the Shakers came from, too.
Oh.
It's
It's all
all up
right
there.
there.
It's all right there.
Let's see.
There must be something happening there.
Yeah.
Like, there must be an energy there.
And also, the two oldest like vineyard wineries in the United States are in the Finger Lakes.
Okay,
Really?
so here's a question. Can I throw
Oh,
another
yeah.
question
Yeah,
out
throw
there?
it out,
What
yeah.
type? What species of grape is native to New York? Because the wine we're drinking was imported from France. It's Vitis vinifera. The wines that are native to there are Vitis something else.
Okay, so when you say the grapes that are native, you don't mean like olives. I mean, no. Wait, you don't mean like
I don't mean
wine.
a totally another.
I mean, no.
No,
I know.
just a
I
type
meant
of
you
grape.
don't mean like. But type of grape? Do you mean like is? I guess I'm so stupid. Is Zinfandel a type of grape?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a Vitis vinifera, which is like the species.
Okay,
but
so
it's a
I'm
different-
gonna say
It's a Vitis something.
vitiligo.
No, it's okay. If you're not studying wine, you're
I don't know the answer to this either. I have
don't
no
either.
idea.
Vitis labrusca. You've probably heard of that.
I've never
Lambrusco
heard
from
of
New
it.
York.
I mean, the reason we have this wine at all is because of the rootstock not from Vitis labrusca so much as Vitis berlandieri and Vitis, a few other Vitises, that they
Vitis it
used the
up.
rootstock when the phylloxera plight came on. See, these are the nerdy things. But,
Wait,
but
what's the thing you just said? Phylloxera?
phylloxera?
What's that?
It's a terrible thing
guys,
that affects
It
vines.
destroyed.
So sorry. I'm
Nearly
basically
wiped
drunk.
all good wine out of the world.
This episode has swung so dramatically. It started aggressively angry, screaming at each other, and now we're just
crying.
shit-faced.
I know, basically. Okay, I never heard of that word. So that's a disease that eats, or bacteria or something that
That
eats.
kills off, but
It kills the root stock.
it kills the plant itself. If it's the
No,
rootstock.
it kills the
yeah.
rootstock. Yeah, that's why there's a rootstock that has become resilient to phylloxera, and that's what everyone uses. It's called St. George.
I'm sure you have answered
it
this
decimated
question.
all the wine in
Yeah,
Europe,
and
literally,
they
in
would have
1900.
died if they hadn't tried planting it on the stock they got from the American Vitis species. So it's yeah.
I'm sure you guys have answered this, but there's
We might not have.
There's no way. There's no way because I think it's disgusting. Is Charles Shaw good? Like, is it even worth the $2.99?
Sure.
Okay,
I mean, it's better than Carlo Rossi
is it?
in the way that
Probably.
Trader Joe's brands, takes
Yes.
crackers and then calls them Trader Joe's crackers,
Right.
and they're cheaper.
I
Exactly.
tasted some Charles Shaw once, not realizing, and I was like, I'm at a party and there's wine that's drinkable. What is this? I mean, it's drinkable, but is it good?
right.
No. Like, I'd say
Apparently,
drink something else.
Something else.
apparently there was the first year Charles Shaw came out.
Spend
it was-
$5 and get some Fetzer. Just
Truly. I guess the first year it came out, it was a deal. Like, it was like,
Yeah.
it was just a random surplus. And then it obviously did so well at Trader Joe's that they were like, let's keep doing this, even
Yeah.
though I think later it isn't the same as it was that one year where it was.
Well, you can get juice from anywhere. There's always going to be
Yeah.
leftover juice that needs to be fermented. And,
Right.
you've
Yeah.
driven on the 5 freeway. You've seen those vines. Those
That's
are
right.
Those are wine
Yeah.
vines a lot of times.
Really?
Yeah. So they'll just like make it out of whatever, and they'll just throw a bunch of chemicals and stabilizers in there to like make it somewhat palatable.
I have to tell
But-
you, I think the Central Coast is stunning.
The Central Coast, yeah.
Yeah.
But not off the 5. That's the Central Valley.
I think place that is totally different than what you just said is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. Big Little Lies.
So pretty.
Speaking
Gorgeous.
of passing the Bechdel test.
Yeah.
I mean, I had one next to last question that I just wanted to ask because I was picturing all the
Yes.
drama of these
Yeah.
shows. It's a very technical question, which is what is the correct wine to drink when you've been bitch slapped? Ooh. What's the correct? It's a little
Didn't know
tricky.
there was one.
I'm going to say Sauvignon Blanc.
I mean, close. The trick answer is vodka.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you've been bitch slapped, just fuck it.
Oh,
Just-
man.
just take
You need
it
to
out.
have you deserve a messy night. Have
just
you
get drunk.
Have you ever been slapped by a friend?
No, but I've slapped a friend
You have?
when I was like 7.
Oh, okay.
And she was never nicer to me after it.
She learned her lesson.
I'm
did.
not, and I'm not that type of person either.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Not
Have
like
you been
me.
slapped, Brian?
Have you?
Have you been
I
slapped?
know. I
Brian?
asked that. It almost sounds like I had. I don't think not since. Yeah, I'm a kid. Yeah, no.
Have you thrown a drink in someone's face?
Oh, I wish. I wish. I
Well,
never
you
have.
guys, we can go in the parking lot after this
and just sling drinks
Throw
at each
drinks
other.
Take that.
Have you?
no.
Have you?
I think I've done it like in like a stage thing, like not for
Okay,
real.
yeah.
Yeah. I've had
God.
to do it for fakesies.
Man, it's not really. You shouldn't die before you throw a drink in somebody's face.
Yeah.
That is
I'm-
what just
Yeah.
sounds
Goals.
so fun.
Yeah, just being like so fed up, like
Okay.
fuck you.
Okay, I'll
At the
bring
end
this
of the
back
night,
around.
we're gonna throw drinks.
Great. I'll bring this back.
Bring it back.
There was an episode of Real Housewives of Orange County where Tamara throws a drink. Tamara's a housewife, throws a drink in Gina, spelled Jeana.
Sure.
Throws a drink in Gina's face and says, she means to say, I have a cease and desist here for you. And instead she says, I have a cyst and deceased. Which- that's what I mean. You can't write it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's like-
That's
It's like nip it in the butt.
Exactly. Nip it in the butt. Yep. And then they also say, Ramona always says, I mean, yeah, it's like making a mountain out of a whole mill. She always says that a lot,
Whole
too.
mill?
Yeah, and she also says kudos instead of kudos. It's the best.
Well, on that
Okay.
note, what's the last question?
Yeah, we need to chill ourselves out
Yeah.
a little here
Okay.
because
So,
there's so much
let's-
drama.
Let's
in
bring
here.
it back to the joy and
Yeah.
just what's bringing you some joy, some light, some positivity.
Oh, man. You want to know?
Yes.
I have just started using for the first time, and I've passed it by. It's another facial product. I've passed it by time and time again. Have you ever used that Cetaphil or CeraVe? Like, it's the cleanser that
My-
almost feels like a lotion. You just buy it at CVS.
I've used their lotion.
Okay,
Because
which
my
is
brother had
fantastic.
acne, and it's like what they subscribe.
Yes.
or prescribe.
So their cleanser, truly, I could rub it on my face all night. I cleanse my face now almost for 5 minutes because I love
Love
the
it.
feelings.
Is it
Love
velvety
it.
soft? Is
It's
that
velvet.
Is
It almost feels like
foamy?
lotion.
Does it tingle?
It doesn't tingle, and it
Okay.
doesn't. It almost feels like,
Does it soap up? Does it suds?
honestly, not really. It honestly just feels like you're almost putting a very cleansing oil on your face, and then you wash it off. And I've also, I'll tell you what else is bringing me joy.
I mean, your skin looks fantastic.
Thank you. I'll credit it to that.
Oh.
One time, it doesn't matter, but in 2 months, I spent $3,000 on facials. That was at a real low point in my life.
That's
was
a great
That was
story.
the lowest point I've ever been at. But anyway,
That's amazing.
it is a wonderful cleanser, and it's like $8, and it's the best.
I need to try it because for some reason recently, and I blame it on the fact that I was taking antioxidant products and they made me feel so young that I started breaking out like a teenager. But I've been breaking out like crazy. So I'll
What did
try
you
it.
start using? I'm obsessed with
It was my friend started this. My
a
friend,
secret.
you guys get, but yeah, it was something with astragalus in it, which is supposed to be the anti-aging, and I don't think it was that.
Your skin looks great too. You look
Really? I'm
young and
breaking
fresh,
out.
and I
She
can't
just
tell.
avoids the sun.
I do.
No, but you don't have the one line on your entire
Oh,
face.
thank you. Sunscreen and hiding from the sun.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
by the way, that's the number one trick.
All right. Well, cheers to staying young.
Cheers to staying young.
I'm
Skinny
into
girls.
it. Skinny girls.
Yes,
Here's to be
yes.
skinny and fabulous every day of my life.
Every day.
Every day.
Never compromising your girlhood.
Live here from Ellen's car. Thanks for listening to the show
Thanks for listening to the show. Yeah, we're coming to you live from Ellen's Fit.
on Larchmont.
Fluffy the Fit. You guys, she named her car Fluffy.
My mom named my car Fluffy. I would never name my car. If you name your car, you're dead to me. Just so you know.
I hate to state the obvious, but that is the least goth thing about you. Is the fact your car's named Fluffy.
I know.
She feels
Sad.
guys, she's literally crying.
Oh God.
I feel like a terrible person.
Oh no, Shaughn, I love you.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Go find us on the Instagram, The Whine Situation, Whine with an H, as always. You guys, we want your questions.
We want your questions. If you have any questions at all,
It could be about life,
life,
cats.
the pursuit of happiness,
Yes.
anything frivolous. I don't know if I can handle anything too heavy.
Yeah, just, how cold is too cold for this Pinot Grigio?
How hot is too hot for mole wine?
Ew. Ew.
Thanks to all of our people, all of our wine people, all of our...
Dr. America for the song, Thomas Starkey for the graphics, UCB for the recording. We love you, UCB.
friends and family.
Covell, Greg
Brennan.
Condas, Brennan. Oh, Desmond. You're looking at me writing to me to name my fellow. Hello, he doesn't listen to this. He doesn't need me to thank him.
Stay tuned for next week where we have Robin Shore and Morgan Murphy.
Yeah, the co-hosts of the Los Feliz, the podcast. So you get your neighborhood news and, that's you get it from them, not from us. Never mind.
Yeah, you
anyway,
get it from them.
they'll be here though
They'll be here live.
with us.
I like how we keep saying live. Everything about this is recorded. Nothing about this is live.
You're right. I totally led with that. I'm like, live from my car. It's nonsense.
I just drink wine. I'm 45 I just drink